the choices that we make and the habits that we cultivate can help us become more empathic or more effectively empathic on purpose. You make choices like this all the time. Will you cross the street to avoid a homeless person or pay attention to what they're going through? Will you tune out someone you disagree with or try to be curious about where they're coming from? I think when we make choices to connect over and over again, we can build a more muscular sort of empathy and learn to connect with people that we might not otherwise be able to understand or care for. So like I said, my parents' divorce was like an empathy gym for me, and now I think I see my job as building empathy gyms for other people, places that they can practice caring and connecting if they want to. And I want to tell you about just 3 insights that I and my friends and colleagues have drawn from that work. The first is if you want to cross boundaries between us and them, you can begin by returning to you and I. One of the unfortunate pieces of tribalism is it is characterized by a profound lack of curiosity about whoever is on the other side. We reduce them to just part of their identity. So someone I disagree with politically, I might just say, they're just a member of that party. I don't know if they're a bassoon player or have 8 siblings or want to be a chiropractor one day. I don't know anything about them. All I know is their group identity. And that allows me to dehumanize them more effectively and efficiently. But as many of us know, those same stereotypes just don't hold up when you get to know an individual because people are way too complicated to be reduced to just part of their identity. So psychologists for decades have tried ways to sort of get people to think about individuals who are different from them, and have found over and over again that that cultivates empathy not only for that individual, but for the group from which they come. So in my lab and in collaboration with Stanford's virtual reality lab, we tried a sort of high-tech version of this. So we had people go through a VR simulation where they simulated or got to know what it might be like to be a member of a group that doesn't receive a lot of empathy, that is homeless individuals in the Bay Area. So in this short simulation, people went through a number of different scenes about what it might be like to become homeless. So in one scene, you're in your apartment and you've been evicted and are trying to sell things to make ends meet. In the next scene, you're in your car, which then is impounded. And then in a final scene, you've taken to a local bus line for shelter. And I should say that all of these scenes were drawn from interviews with homeless individuals in the Bay Area about their experiences. So this was a really short simulation and not very deep, just 15 to 20 minutes, but it had a long-lasting impact. People who went through that simulation as compared to a control condition, even a month later, were less likely to dehumanize homeless individuals and more likely to support things like affordable housing policies, which are a big deal back in the Bay Area. So this is one way that you can get people to connect with an individual who's different from them using VR. There are lots of low-tech ways to do this too, like you can read a novel about people who are different from you, and that turns out to build empathy, not just for fictional characters, but for real people. But the maybe most old-fashioned way to get to know someone who's different from you is to get to know someone who's different from you. It's not really that hard. They're all over the place. Right? And contact theory in psychology is the idea that when individuals befriend people from other groups, their stereotypes about that group tend to fall away.